top 10 things not to do when you're entering the home buying process. Isn't that the top 10 things to do? These are the top 10 things that you definitely should not do. It's going to be an interesting list. Stay tuned. Let's get it. I'm Marcus, you're the channel The Debt Free Dad, where we're talking finance, financial takes, financial topics, attorney reaction videos, and I'm letting y'all know what we got going on as my family is on their journey to financial freedom because we're looking to become first generation millionaires. As always, disclaimer, I am a licensed attorney, but I'm not your attorney, so this isn't legal or financial advice. I'm just letting y'all know what we got going on in the household of Debt Free Dad. DFD, and I'm giving my opinion on financial takes and topics. And number 10 on the list is, hey, do not go contacting realtors and scheduling views of homes if you are not pre-qualified. Now, I am not a real estate agent, but I'll tell you, I have sold rental properties before. I've sold properties before. I will tell you right now, my real estate agent, if someone doesn't have a pre-qualification, unless they got cash, nobody want to talk to them. They're not wasting the time to get up. I mean, like, what would my agent look like coming to me saying, hey, I got somebody who submitted an offer for X amount of money, but they aren't pre-qualified and they don't got cash to pay it off? Get the hell out of here. So do not go talk to a realtor, go expecting to go see houses if you do not have a pre-qualification. They're going to treat you like a goofy. You would kind of be looking like a goofy. That's number 10. Number 9, know your credit score and all of the pluses and minuses, the pros and cons, the deficiencies on your credit before you even go to get pre-qualified. When we were buying homes, both times we knew that we were in the process of buying homes. We pulled our credit report. We was like, you know what? Let's take care of all the things we can take care of before we get pre-qualified. That may be limiting your credit utilization, paying down some of your credit cards. We actually paid off a lot of credit cards before we made our purchase because we knew that would put us in a better position to get the maximum amount when we went to get pre-qualified for our loan. So do not go into the home buying process and you do not know what's on your credit score. Know what's on your credit score before you get started and take the steps to cure any defects and make improvements where you can before you even go get that pre-qualification. That's number 9. Number 8, when you're purchasing a home, create a needs list and an absolute needs list. What is a needs list? A need list is a list of things that you want your home to have that you're going to purchase. I'm purchasing this home. I wanted to have 2 full bathrooms. I wanted to have a backyard. I wanted to have a garage. I wanted to have a finished basement. You make a needs list. Then you make an absolute needs list. You look at that needs list and you say, what on this list can I live without? Well, I can live without a garage if I have a driveway. Well, I can live without 2.5 bathrooms if I have 2 full bathrooms. I can live without a completely finished basement if one section of the basement is finished and the other section isn't. So make a needs list and an absolute needs list so that way you can kind of make and understand, have a true understanding of what's a priority in the home. So don't go buying a home without a needs list because everything you see you're going to want and the shit going to get real crazy real quick. Number 7 is something that's just common sense. I don't care what the market is doing, how many people are paying over asking like they were last year, the last 2 years ago. Never waive any inspection of any type. Actually, it will behoove you to get additional inspections done by multiple people, but never waive any inspections. No home is worth waiving an inspection. You would hate to waive an inspection, actually make an offer, that offer get accepted, you purchase the home, and then it comes to find out that you have a jacked up foundation, but you waived the inspection. Your roof is in disrepair, but you waived the inspection. So one thing you do not want to do is waive the inspection to any home that you are interested in, that you're making an offer on. Definitely don't do that. It's just a bad look. I don't give a damn what the market is doing. I would go to the city or county and pull all of the permit work associated with the property that you're thinking about buying. A lot of times when repairs and renovations are made, people have to file paperwork with the city if they're doing it on the up and up. And this will allow you to know, hey, what work was done, what work may not have been done. It'll give you some granularity. Prime example, when I was looking for a home back in 2018, I saw this beautiful house and it was like 6 bedrooms. And I was like, man, this is a beautiful house. It was a split level, and the bottom level of the house was amazing, and it had all these rooms in it. And I was like, man, this is 6 bedrooms. Awesome. When I pulled the tax records, it's only getting taxed as a 3 bedroom. Well, what happened? 3 of the bedrooms that they made on that lower level were just done by some handyman. None of the paperwork was filed. And so that was a risk I had to actually think about if I wanted to take it. Because one, they're selling this home as if it's a 6 bedroom, but it's technically only being taxed as a 3 bedroom. So I shouldn't make an offer consistent with a 6 bedroom. Two, you don't know if the work that was done was up to code. You don't know if the electrical work, if the drywall, if the posts underneath the drywall were spaced out 6 inches apart, 8 inches apart, 12 inches apart. It all differs depending on what type of building it is, where you live. So that's a good way to kind of know what's going on. So do not buy a home without pulling the city and the county records to see what is on file and everything associated with that property. Number 5 is an easy one. Do not change jobs when you're going through this process. I mean, you can leave a job A that pays you, say you're at job A making $90,000 and you want to leave to go to job B, which pays you $110,000. Wait until the closing is done and you have actually purchased the property, because hey, when they're looking at what they want to qualify you for, they like to see consistency in employment, 2, 3, 4 years of employment. I just quit my job. I left my government job to go to a private sector job. Oops, I think I may have messed up my pre-qualification. It could be a pain in the ass. So one thing you do not want to do not switch jobs during this process. If you got a job or offer, see if you can push it out to after the closing is finalized to not mess up anything with your income and income stability and the whole nine. Okay, number 4 is interesting, and I don't know, it's true and it's not true. Number 4, do not think that you need 20% down to purchase your home. Now, a lot of people say you need a 20% down payment, and the terms maybe 15 years or 30-year mortgage. All that is, I look at that as that's up to you. But I think for your very first home, I think that a lot of people will be putting themselves in a bind if they thought, you know what, I need to have 20% down. That's a that's a great way to do it. If you have the 20% down and you can save it up, hey, God bless you. You're killing the game. But for your first house, as for me, my first house, I didn't put down 20%. I think I put down like 7% or something like that, 5 or 7%. It was an FHA loan. But, I feel like that first home, you got to give yourself a little bit of a wiggle room, give yourself a little bit of grace to get in and get something. So 20% down for your first home is a necessity. Now, after your first home, I think you should always have 20% down unless you just got something amazing worked out. But typically, don't think that you need 20% down. There are a lot of other options out there to get into your very first home and not have to put 20% down. Again, 20% down is dope if you could do it, but I think you should give yourself a little bit of wiggle room if it's your first home. Don't submit a goofy offer for a home that you like. You actually have a pre-qualification. You're ready to go out. You got a realtor. She's showing you or he's showing you all of these properties. You see a property that you want and you submit a goofy lowball offer. Make your offer consistent with what's going on in the market. You want to look at what homes have sold for in the past 6 months, what homes are selling for in the area that are similar to that home. I mean, you want to look at all of these factors. You want to look at what interest rates are doing. You want to look at home sales, how long homes are staying on the market. You can look and do all of this research. But one thing you do not want to do is send out an unrealistic offer. Make your offer consistent with what's going on in the marketplace. And that's where your realtor can really come and play. But I will tell you, hey, and y'all will see when I get my realtor on the show, your realtor works for you. So if your realtor thinks you should make offer A and you're thinking you should make offer B, You take the advice of the professional, but ultimately that decision is yours. Because me and my relative, we was like, like my relative was like, I don't know about that offer. I was like, damn it, we making an offer, but that's me because I'm a jerk. I feel like because I negotiated multi-million-dollar settlements and a whole bunch of serious stuff, I felt like me negotiating my house was something that was within my purview to do. So I was like, yeah, I hear what you're saying and I respect it, but we're gonna make this offer right here. And fortunately, it worked out. But hey, be realistic. Don't make a low ball offer. Don't make a goofy offer without doing your research. You don't want to waste nobody's time. And if it's a house that you want, you should make an effort to secure it with something that is reasonable. Number two is a post that I saw from my relative that actually made me do this video, and it was hilarious. Do not make any large purchases during this process. If you have your pre-qualification, but you have yet to close on a home, you're just looking and submitting offers, don't go out and buy a new Tesla. Don't go out and assume any significant debt. That could change up the entire that could change the entire picture of what you qualify for. And her comment had me laughing. It was like, oh no, my clients went out and bought a car during the home buying process before they closed. But that's common sense. Do not make any big purchases. If you want to go out and buy a car or buy a boat or a Winnebago RV, whatever it is you want to buy, wait until after closing. Do not buy it prior to closing. It's going to be problematic. It could impact your pre-qualification and it's going to look crazy. But like I said to my relative, I left a comment. I said, hey, I guess that car was more important than the house that they wanted. But hey, do not buy any large purchases when it comes to a home. And in that, I'm also going to throw in, don't move any large amounts of cash if you can help it. A lot of times they like to see bank statements and such, so don't move any large amounts of cash. My first home, they didn't ask for as much because I bought it back in the day, but in 2018 when I purchased my home, they were looking at bank statements. I had like one NSF fee, insufficient funds fee at the time. And they were like, hey, what is this about? We need an explanation for it. It was crazy. Then they was like, hey, we need to see an account that has X amount of dollars in it. So I had to show them an account that had that. I mean, it got crazy. So no large purchases. Don't move large amounts of money from one place to another. Try to keep everything consistent during the process. And the final tip that I'm going to give you is probably the most important. Do not determine how much house you can afford based on the pre-qualification. There is only one person who has a real understanding of how much home you can afford, what terms you can afford, what terms you can live with, and not be house poor. That's you. It's not the bank. It's not your realtor. It's no one else. Is you. A home for like 95.5% of people is going to be the most expensive, largest purchase that you're going to make. Y'all remember that episode of The Cosby Show where Alvin was buying a home and he was having buyer's remorse and he was hyperventilating in the bathroom? That's how you're going to feel. That's how I felt when I bought my first home. So do not let the realtor, do not let the bank, just because they give you a big ass amount of money for a pre-qualification, that doesn't mean you need to use all the amount for which you've been pre-qualified to purchase a home that costs that. Don't let anybody dictate how much home that you can afford. The only person who makes that determination is up to you. I hope these 10 tips help all the things that you should not do during a home buying process. If y'all could think of anything, y'all let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, check out the video on the screen.